Hello, I'm here. My name is Owen Weber. I'm here with Jack Donnelly, and we are presenting our bird flight tool. So it started with our Python script where we go through and we have a CSV, that we turned into a text file of birds with GPS, where they get their lat long, their speed, their altitude, and their name. And we go through and we parse this data, creating new feature classes, adding all that data to that feature class, then create a shape file where we go through, read it, do all the summary statistics, yada, 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 which you then can see within ArcGIS. So we put in just a land cover types layer for visual pleasure, and within the toolbox, one can look up bird migration, which we created our tool. You can input your txt file that you need. And so for ours is bird tracking, your desired output, which is in this one. And then we added the option where you can choose what points you want your altitude. So our original Python script had it at 1,000 kilometers. So if we wanted to do 1,200, you could do so. We wait for the tool to run. And
now we can see that this tool has completed. And before we can now refresh that output folder. And we can see here that 2 new feature classes have been created. One for the altitude points greater than 1,200 was, I believe, the value that Owen chose. And also these bird flight paths, which took all of those different lat long coordinates and basically these points where these different altitudes were recorded and transferred them into 3 distinct polylines for each bird. So now we can just add these to the map. And we can see these are areas where the birds were flying at a very high altitude. And then we can also add our polylines shapefile to the map. These are actually 3 different birds. So we can go in here to symbology to see that. We'll do unique values and bird name to filter and some better colors in there. And this can go away. Yeah, and now we can see these 3 birds are created showing their migration paths in areas of high altitude. And then in addition to this, an interesting feature that this tool does is it also creates like a sort of a summary statistics txt file, which we can see in this table just by opening this. And then it can be seen the bird's name, their average altitude, their average speed, the total distance that they travel over the course of their migration. I think this could be helpful for ecologists with like a wealth of bird data. Yeah, and then looking at our layout here, we can see this has been transferred helpfully to this gorgeous map. And we can see it's picked some statistics here, like average bird speed, total distance traveled, and average altitude, and then a nice legend to go along with that. And then if we also look at our bird flight table, we can see some unique fields added, like average speed and average altitude and total distance, which this tool adds to these polylines and calculates. Yeah, and that is our tool. Thank you very much.
thank you.